Hello, 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 everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had an awesome Thursday. On this thankful Thursday, hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had an awesome day on this thankful Thursday. We're excited to be back. I'm glad to be back. Hope you guys are doing well. It's Thankful Thursday, and it's another Thursday that God allowed us to see. So I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm elated to be here. I'm excited to be back doing what I love doing. And I hope you guys had an awesome day. Gonna give everybody a few minutes to get on. Hey, Trinae. Hope everybody's doing good. I hope you guys had an awesome day. Hey, Jazz. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a great day today. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm giving everybody a few minutes to get on. Hey, Tanita. Hey, Khadijah. Hope you guys doing good. I hope y'all had a good day today. Y'all doing good? Y'all had a good day? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great day. It is Thursday. I missed y'all last week. I was a little bit under the weather, but I'm feeling better today. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you are excited and expecting the unexpected. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the businesses. I was trying to give everybody a few minutes to get on, but these businesses take a little bit anyway. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We have By Faith Travels with our very own Minister Lenore Bennett. If you're looking to go on a trip or you need travel tips, reach out to her. She has a page on Facebook. Hey, Charity. She has a page on Facebook. Again, that is By Faith Travels with our very own Minister Lenore Bennett. We have Drawers of Hope with my friend Sarah Graham out of High Point. Sarah is doing some awesome things there in High Point with the youth, and she does have a food pantry. Hey, sister. Hey, First Lady. Um, a food pantry. So, and she's looking for volunteers. And if you want to be a blessing to donate to her, that's Drawers of Hope out of High Point, North Carolina. Her name is Sarah Graham. We have Blessed Hands with Timothy Marshall. He does pressure washing, lawn care, and car detailing. If you're in Anson, Union, and surrounding Richmond areas, and you need, and I think he's doing 18 wheelers now. So if you need any of those things done, reach out to Tim Marshall. He does an awesome job. We have Prime America Insurance with my pastor, Pastor McCallum, Minister Charity McCallum, and Darius Baxter. Hey, Kimberly Renee. Um, and then we also have Triple C's Cakes with Ashika Clark. She's in Greensboro, but she do a lot of things in Anson as well. She does all kinds of cakes, treats, candy apples, cupcakes. Look Ashika Clark up. It's called Triple C's Cakes. My friend Monica Gramlin, she has B and J's Creations. She does awesome work. She does t-shirts, she does sneakers, she does tumblers, she does everything. Hey, Shaquita Melton, she does everything. And this young lady right here, I love her dearly. Her name is Taquita Marsh. She has Cooking with Love. She does a phenomenal job. If you're looking for a caterer, in Anson, Union, Richmond surrounding area, please reach out to her. We have Vanessa Price with VP Learning Center and 789 Nails. She is also out of High Point. We have Ferris Child Care Center out of Morven, North Carolina with Cynthia Fair. If you're in need of child care, she does transportation. She's an awesome, awesome daycare provider. If you're looking for a car in the Moore County, Richmond, Anson area, um, go see Pastor D.R. Bennett at Pool Automotive. Then we have my friend Junior with his music store in Virginia. He does guitar lessons, piano lessons. He does do school band rentals. And that's again with Junior's Music Store and more in Virginia. We have Trinity Coaching, which is myself. I am a certified life coach. If you know anyone that's in need, please reach out to me. We have Latoya Sullivan with Divine Accessories and Phenomenal You Accessories. She has a page too, and she does a lot of awesome jewelry. So y'all reach out to her. Hey, Pastor McCallum. Then we have Shay Jackson Green. She does Trendy Travels and Trendsetters Hair Salon out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. And we also have Picture Perfect with Kiki, which is our bass player. She does photos, and she also has t-shirts. She makes masks and all different types of things. So I hope I didn't leave anybody out. And look at Trinae Trevon's art on Facebook. She does an awesome job. She paints. Her and her mother makes wreaths. And then my friend I Changing Rory is Sheila Rory. She's back. She's got her things for Valentine's Day. If you're looking for a gift for your wife or your spouse or your significant other, reach out to her on Facebook. She has all of those things, and I want to make sure I got everybody. And if you have a business, please get it to me, and I would be more than happy to shout it out. And I think that is it. So today, I'm excited. I'm excited because I want to talk about benefits in the waiting room. Benefits in the waiting room. You know, the waiting room is, in natural sense, it's like when you go to the doctor or you go to the hospital and you're in the waiting room, waiting to be seen by the doctor. Why are you in the waiting room? Because you have an ailment or you need to be checked out. You're in pain. Something is not right altogether. You got something going on within yourself. So while you're in that waiting room, you're sitting there and you're thinking like, when is it going to be my turn? I'm hurting. Are they ever going to call my name? But that's the same thing as the spiritual waiting room. You're in the waiting room. You're waiting for God to say, or you're waiting for God to say, come on, I see you. It's your turn now. But what are you doing while you're in the waiting room? But there are some benefits to being in the spiritual waiting room. There are some benefits of waiting on God. There are some benefits to being in that spiritual waiting room. I guess you say, well, what is she talking about? A spiritual waiting room or a natural waiting room? Either way, if you're in the natural, you're waiting to be seen by the doctor. But if you're in the spiritual waiting room, oh, you're waiting to be seen by God. But your posture in the waiting room spiritually should be, God, I'm in this waiting room, but I'm still content with where I am. I'm expecting you to show up, God. While I'm in my spiritual waiting room, there are benefits, because one benefit to being in a spiritual waiting room is that you become intimate with God. My pastor talked about intimacy the other Sunday, because while you're in that waiting room, it's just you and God in there, and you become intimate with him. He's loving on you and you're loving on him. So remember, there are always benefits to waiting on God. The ultimate benefit of waiting upon the Lord is growing closer to him and becoming more intimate with him. So while I'm waiting, I'm growing closer to him. I'm becoming intimate with him. I'm not focused on everything around me while I'm in the waiting room. I'm not even focusing on how I ended up in the waiting room. I'm focusing on what I'm benefiting while I'm in the waiting room, because I know I'm going to get to spend some time with God. And even in the natural sense of being in the waiting room, the purpose of that waiting room is I'm going to get to see the doctor because he's got what I need to make me feel better. So in my spiritual waiting room, I'm waiting because eventually I'm going to get to see my God, and he's got what I need to get me better. So while I'm in the waiting room, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm getting closer to him. Me and him are becoming intimate. He's abiding in me and I'm abiding to him, because there are benefits in the waiting room. There are benefits to waiting on God. And that's waiting sometimes is one of the hardest things for us as people to do, because we want what we want when we want it. But see, sometimes while you're in the waiting room is when God is molding you. He's creating you. He's taking out what doesn't need to be there. And he's pouring in what needs to be there. That's a benefit. While I'm in my spiritual waiting room, I'm inclining my ear that I may hear what the Spirit of God is saying to me. In my spiritual waiting room, I'm learning to be closer to him. I'm drawing closer to him. I'm becoming intimate with him. I'm loving on him and he's loving on me. We're becoming one. We have consummated our relationship now because we're in that waiting room. And in that waiting room is when he buff out what does not need to be there. In that waiting room is where me and God got our thing going on. Me and God got a thing going on in the waiting room. God, it may have been uncomfortable leading up to the waiting room, but I know if I made it to the waiting room, that means you're coming in with me. You're teaching me. You're molding me. And when I come out of the waiting room, oh my God, when I come out of this waiting room, I'm coming out with my hands up. I'm coming out delivered. I'm coming out different. I'm not coming out the same way I went into that waiting room, because while I was in there, I had the opportunity to meet you, to grow closer to you, to drown out the noise so I can hear what the Spirit of God was saying to me in that waiting room. There's something good about the waiting room. See, we don't want to wait, but this season, I believe there's something good in the waiting room. He's going to give us what we need in the waiting room. See, in that waiting room, you're going to renew. You're going to receive some renewed strength. So what had torn you down and made you weak, in that waiting room, he's renewing your strength. He's renewing what the enemy took out. He's renewing, he's making all things new in the midst of that waiting room. Oh my God, I'm excited about the waiting room because that's my opportunity to get what I need. So when I step out the waiting room, oh, all things are new. It looks good now. I'm feeling good. I done gained my strength back. God done stepped in there with me. And while I was in the midst of the waiting room, he gave me my instructions for when I come out of the waiting room. See, sometimes God allow us to stay in the waiting room because we can't hear him out in the big world by it with all the noise and clutter. So he have to put us in the waiting room. When you walk into the hospital, you sign in and then they put you in the waiting room until it's your turn. See, sometimes we got to go in the waiting room and be content while we're waiting until it's my turn. See, we all have a turn. Everything has a season. It ain't going to always be like that. So while I'm in the waiting room, God, I made it this far. So I just had to stop for a minute so you can impart what needed to come back, God, in the waiting room, in the waiting room. In there, I build endurance and character while I'm in the waiting room. Hey, Portia, I build endurance and character while I'm in the waiting room already. Also, remember, the first one is that you're going to receive renewed strength. The second thing while I'm in the waiting room, endurance and character. Endurance is that I can go through it while I'm in the waiting room. He's equipping me with what I need to endure the rest of this battle or endure the rest of this storm while I was in the waiting room. I'm getting what I need while I'm in the waiting room. There are benefits to being with God in the waiting room. There are benefits to this. There's benefits in waiting on God. There are benefits to waiting on God. Because when you wait on him and he do the thing, you ain't got to go back to the waiting room for that situation. Because if you wait on him, when he brings you out of it, you got what you need. You're equipped to move ahead. You're equipped to take the next step. You're equipped to move on because you got what you needed while you were in the waiting room. So don't get it twisted. Don't get ahead of yourself thinking that, God, when you're going to show up? I've been waiting a long time. Well, think about how long the children of Israel waited. 40. How many years? 40. So if you're in the waiting room right now, God, I thank you. My posture is, God, I'm thankful. My posture is, God, do what you need to do for me while I'm in my waiting room. That's my posture. Hallelujah. God, I'm thankful in my waiting area right now. I'm thankful because I know you're in here with me. You're teaching me and you're giving me what I need. You're taking me higher while I'm in this waiting room. I got some strength now, and then I got endurance. It built up my character. It made me stronger. It made me push my chest out and shrug my shoulders back and say, me and God got this. I endured my time in the waiting room. That's just like when you're in the hospital and you done sat there and you're in that waiting room and you're waiting till they call your name. But all of a sudden, when they call your name, you know you're going back to get what you need to make you feel better. So while you're in this waiting room, make sure you're waiting and anticipating getting what you need to make it better. So, God, while I'm in the waiting room, do what you do, God. Do what you need to do. If you need to operate, God, operate. God, if I need open heart surgery, do that too. But while I'm in this waiting room, God, I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm relinquishing all my rights over to you. I'm signing my rights over to say, God, whatever your will is and what need to be done, I'm willing, God, to let you do what need to be done in my life while I'm in the waiting room. Because in the waiting room, there are benefits. Don't ever think that there's not benefits to waiting. Sometimes it's hard to wait, but there are benefits to waiting. When you wait on God and when you're waiting for God to come through, see, if you got the right posture while you're waiting, my head is not down. I'm not always frowning. And every time you see me, it's not woe is me, but oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. I know God getting ready to do this thing for me. I know God getting ready to show himself mighty in my life. Even though I'm in the waiting room, I'm still speaking things not as though they were. I'm still calling those things into existence while I'm in my waiting room. God, I may be in my waiting room right now, but when I come out, me and Big God gonna have us a good time because I'm coming out victorious and I'm coming out with my hands up. I'm coming out with a praise in my mouth and dance in my feet. I'm coming out of the waiting room better than when I went in because I went in with a good attitude. My mindset changed. Even though I'm in this waiting room, God, I know that you're gonna do it. I know you're going to do it because if you don't do it, then it can't be done. So, God, I'm coming out. I'm coming out, Jesus. I've had my time in the waiting room. But God, better is coming. Yes, Pastor Kid, better is coming. I'm coming out better for being in the waiting room because I waited in good posture. So I'm coming out better. See what held you down before you went in the waiting room. But if you go in the waiting room with a different attitude and a different mindset, you'll come out victorious. See, sometimes how long you stay in there is up to you. How long you stay in the waiting room is up to you. God, I'm not coming in the waiting room to whine and complain. I'm coming in here because I know you got me in here for a reason. Whatever your reason is, God, I accept this, that I'm in this waiting room right now, that things are not going the way I think they should go, but I know you know best, God. I know your plans are not my plans and my thoughts are not your thoughts. So while I'm in this waiting room, God, my posture is right. My thinking is right. My heart is right, God. I'm in this waiting room, but I'm dancing in it. And I'm in this waiting room. I'm still praising you, God. I'm in this waiting room, but my posture is good, God. I'm in this waiting room, but I know I'm getting ready to come out of this. So whatever your waiting room is today, know that God is in the waiting room with you. And maybe, just maybe, he got you in there for a reason. Sometimes if you jump out too fast and you hit a wall, but if you stay in the waiting room until you're ready to come out, that wall won't stop you. God said, oh, it may be there, but I'm going to give you the strength to climb it, or I'm just going to move it out your way altogether because of how you carried yourself in the waiting room. See, your blessing sometimes it contends on how you carry yourself in your waiting period. How you carry yourself in your waiting period. How are you right now? If you're in a waiting period, think about it. How are you? How is your posture right now? Is it whiny? And God, when is it going to be my turn? When are you going to show up for me? God, I've been waiting. When are you going to show up? Or is it, God, I'm still in this waiting room, but I'm happy, I'm content in this waiting room because I know when it's my turn, you're going to move me to the front of the line. Is that your posture in the waiting room? Is that your posture? Or are we going to be like some irate people that be at the hospital in the waiting room? I've been in here all night. I'm sick. Can't you see me sick? Is that going to be you? Or are you going to be like, I'm going to wait my turn? Yes, I don't feel well, but I know it may be somebody in front of me that feel worse than I do. So I'm going to wait until he calls my name. I'm going to wait until they say, come on, the doctor will see you now. Can you imagine sitting there in the waiting room just as content and saying, I know I'm hurting. I know I'm going through. I know that I might not know how I'm going to pay this bill, or I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know why I'm still in this situation. But can you still say, God, you're still God? You're still my provider. You're still my sanctifier. You're still my healer. You're still Abba, God. You're still Father. And you're still Father. You're still the problem solver. You're still the lawyer. You're still the doctor. You're still all that I need you to be, God, in this waiting room. So I'm going to acknowledge you in all of my ways. And every day I'm expecting you to direct my path. However long I got to stay in this waiting room, God, I'm going to stay right here till you call my name. Because when you call my name, that means I'm coming out. And I'm coming out on fire. I'm coming out renewed. I'm coming out stronger. I'm coming out with a new zeal, God, when you call my name to come out. Not when I want to come out. Because if we come out before it's our time, sometimes we make a mess. So just hold on and be content in the waiting room. If you're in the waiting room, God, I thank you. I thank you because you brought me to the waiting room. You've given me the opportunity to get it right. You're giving me an opportunity to understand that even though I can't trace you, I still trust you. Even though I can't feel you, you're still there in this opportunity. God, I thank you for this opportunity to be placed in the waiting room, because good things happen in the waiting room. Good things happen in the waiting room. It's not always a bad thing to be in the waiting room. Sometimes you have an encounter with God in the waiting room. Right? Sometimes he takes you beyond the veil in the waiting room. Sometimes he gives you instructions in the waiting room. So hold on. Be content in the waiting room. Make sure your posture is right. While you're in the waiting room, you better learn how to plead the fifth, because everything the enemy throw in your head does not need a response. So when he throw it at you, oh no, I plead the fifth. That ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna get me tied up. I'm not finna say nothing that's gonna incriminate me or keep me in the waiting room longer than I need to be. So I plead the fifth, God. Sometimes silence is a virtue when the enemy coming. Oh, I'm not responding to that. I plead the fifth. I'll keep my mouth closed. I'm not finna say nothing that's going to incriminate me. I'm not going to say anything that's going to keep me from getting prepared to come out of the waiting room. Oh my God, my God. God is good, y'all. I'm so excited about God this year because I'm learning that even in my waiting, I've got to have good posture. Even in my waiting, I got to be content, joyful. Even when it don't feel good, God, I'm still content in the waiting room because I know my turn is coming. I know my season is just about here. I know, God, that I'm standing under an open heaven, that you're going to open up the windows of heaven and pour us out a blessing, God, if we be content and change our posture in the waiting room. We just got to change our posture sometimes and change our attitudes and change my words and speak more positive and begin to call those things and release good in the atmosphere. Not always, God, I'm tired of this. God, I don't want this no more. But God, I thank you right now. Your mouth can change your situation. How many of you believe that your mouth can change your whole situation, or your mouth can keep you in the waiting room longer? So be careful with what you speak and how you speak it. Change your posture. Be content. Be content. You know, God is just that good. He sit back and he say, I could do it right now. But look at your mouth. Look at your posture. Look how you're responding to me. Look how you're responding. God, where you at? What you doing, big guy? And I'm guilty of that, done it too. I be, God, you know I'm trying to do better than I ever done in my life. I'm living closer to you than I ever lived in my life. Okay, Ann. Keep on living closer to him than you ever lived in your life. Change your posture. God, I thank you in the hard places. God, I thank you in the uncomfortable places. God, I thank you when I don't have enough, because I know that one day I'm going to have more than enough. God, I thank you right now that I started at the bottom, but coming soon I'm going to be at the top, because I'm going to stay in the waiting room until I'm ready, till you ready for me to come out. So God, I thank you right now because what you're getting ready to do. I thank you, Father, because you're just that good. Endurance and character is built in the waiting room. You receive renewed strength in the waiting room. And God is just that good. He's a God that can. In the waiting room, you see God's goodness. He makes your path clear in the waiting room. But see, sometimes our vision is foggy. Sometimes our vision is foggy and we can't see clear because we've allowed so many things and circumstances to cloud our vision. So sometimes he allows us to stay in the waiting room until our vision become clear. Because if your vision is clouded, you can't see correctly. So what you're seeing is cloudy. If your vision is cloudy, so sometimes he'll place you in the waiting room until you can see clearly. You got to be able to see this thing clearly now. You can't see what you need to see if you got blinders on. See, sometimes you have to put I don't know about nobody else, but when I want to see something real good, I put my glasses on so it'll look clear to me. That's what God is saying. Put your spiritual glasses on so you can see clearly. Everything does not require a response. That's right, Pastor Kid. Sometimes the best weapon is silence. Be quiet. Sometimes the best thing to do is be quiet. Every action does not deserve a reaction. Sometimes our mouth calls us to stay in the waiting room longer. So before you incriminate yourself, I plead the fifth. You waiting on a response, but I plead the fifth. You waiting on me to come and try to get back at you? No, I plead the fifth. Whatever the enemy is doing, I plead the fifth. I'm not incriminating myself. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm waiting on God to show up for me. I'm not doing that. Hey, Cynthia, hope you're doing good. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not incriminating myself. I'm not giving them a reaction. I don't care who it is, what they said. I'm not. I plead the fifth. See, silence sometimes ruffle feathers more than words do. So sometimes you got to learn to be quiet. Silence is a good weapon. Silence is a good weapon. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. I ain't got to do that. I don't have to do that no more. I plead the fifth. My mindset now is that I'm in the waiting room. I'm trying to get what I need so I can come out. And when I come out, I want to be victorious in every area, in my natural walk and my spiritual walk. So if I'm in the waiting room right now, I'm learning what I need to learn. I'm becoming intimate with my God. I'm learning to be content with what I am. And I thank God that in the waiting room is where I got some strength at. He renewed my strength and he gave me endurance and built my character in the waiting room. So be okay with being in the waiting room. Don't rush your experience. Your waiting room experience is something awesome because while you're in there, you having a relationship with him. And it's something about when you begin to love on God. There's something about loving on him and becoming intimate with him. Loving on him and letting him love on you, and you abide in him and he abide in you. That's a good feeling. You ain't got to worry about him run telling nothing. You ain't got to worry about him spreading your name or talking about how much you loved on him because he loves for you to love on him. Don't rush the waiting room experience. That's right. Don't rush it. Don't rush it, y'all. Don't rush it. It's important because even if you're in that waiting room right now, just know that you're coming out of it. Just like I said, when you go to the hospital and you're in the waiting room, you know when they call your name, when they say Pamela Breeden, that you're going to get what you need to make you feel better. Just like your spiritual waiting room. You know that you're in there now. But God getting ready to call your name because he got what you need to make you feel better. Oh, he Dr. Feel Good. You ain't got to file no insurance with him because he is that kind of physician. And he accepts all types of insurance. Your coverage is good with him. Your coverage is good with him. So while you're in the waiting room, make sure that you know that there's some good benefits in the waiting room, that you and God are growing closer together. You're bonding, you're becoming intimate with him. And see, sometimes he puts you there because you do need rest. You do need renewed strength. You do need to hear from him. See, you can't hear from him when all the other things are around you. So sometimes he placed you in that holding place so he can begin to minister to you, so he can talk to you there. So enjoy your waiting room experience. Don't look at it as a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Understand that that waiting room experience, it has benefits. It has benefits. So I hope something I have said have blessed somebody. Have a craving spirit for him. That's right, Pastor. Crave him. Pastor said that Sunday. Crave God. Like you crave that man, crave God. Like you crave that woman, crave God. Today I seen a lady with some Girl Scout cookies. I about told my truck up. My daddy was sitting in the car, but I wanted them Girl Scout cookies. That's how we should be about wanting our Father, wanting more of Jesus. We should be like that. I want more of you, God. I want more of you and less of me. The way I wanted those Girl Scout cookies today. I wanted them cookies. That's how you should be about God. That's how you should be about wanting God. When I wake up in the morning, I'm excited to come in here and pray. When you wake up in the morning, you should be excited to spend time with Him because He kept you. He brought you to the next day. He woke you up this morning. He kept your loved ones. So we should be excited about Him. I'm excited. I hope you all are excited. I'm excited about the waiting room experience. I'm excited about 23. I'm excited about what God is going to do. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what He's going to do for me, not just me, but for you too. More of God and less of me. That's right, Minister Karen. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I believe big God is really up to something. I know we say that all the time, but every day I feel so I can't even describe it to you how I feel. I feel like God is just like I just want to reach out and grab him and love on him. Even in my waiting room experience, I still love him. I still want to be better for him. I still want him to be proud of me. I still want those things. Because even in my waiting room experience, I know that when he calls my name, when he says Pamela Breeden, he got what I need to make everything all right. He got what I need to make everything smooth. God got everything you need. Whatever it is, he got it. Whatever you're going through and whatever you need, God got it. Just trust him. Even in the waiting room, trust him to know that it's going to work for your good. All things have got to work together for the good of those. So all things, if you love him and you're depending on him, you're living for him, that means all things got to work together for your good. You got me excited about the waiting room. Yes, I'm excited too about the waiting room experience. I am excited about my waiting room experience because it's going to be something awesome. Even in the wait, look, you ain't the only one waiting. I'm waiting too. But I know He's gonna come through. And when he called my name, it's gonna be all good because he is the greatest of all time. And if he don't do it, then it won't be done. If he don't fix it, then it won't be fixed. So I'm excited. I'm finna get off of here because every Thursday I say the same thing. I'm getting off of here. But I feel good. I know God is good and I feel good. I'm excited. I'm excited about God. I'm excited about you. And I believe God is going to do just that. He's going to renew your strength. He's going to give you endurance for whatever it is that you're going through. Remember, plead the fifth. Don't give the enemy no credit. Don't give him nothing. Don't say nothing that's going to incriminate yourself, that's going to keep you in the waiting room longer. God bless you. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it.